What's up, y'all? It's your favorite healing coach, Coach Kim the author, here with a quick word for your mind, body, and spirit. And before I get started, I want to remind you that the Unloved Daughter Healing Lounge is open and still accepting new registrations. In the description box, you can find the links with all the details on how to join this dynamic year-long journey to helping you heal your mother wounds. So I don't know if I have scripture for this message or not. I just know it's a good message, or at least it was good to me. So the other day, I'm having a rather enlightening conversation with my husband, and it reminded me of the TV series Girlfriends, where Tracee Ellis Ross plays Joan, and there's Lynn and Maya and Tony, and I can't remember their real names, but those are their names in the show. And without giving away all that happens in the series, in the beginning, Joan is like the mother hen. She takes care of everyone, make sure everyone is okay, make sure everything that needs to be right is right. That's her job. That is her position in the crew from day one, right? So as the series goes on and eventually begins to draw to a close, Joan starts looking out for Joan. And more than everyone else, she finally puts herself first. Well, Tony, who was supposedly her best friend out of all the ladies, betrays her at some point, and Joan decides they can't be friends anymore. Tony apologizes, and Joan forgives her, but she stands 10 toes down in her decision to no longer be friends with her. And the other ladies are torn because they want the circle back together. They want things, to go back to the way they were. And honestly, they really start to piss me off more than once, because somehow Joan, who has decided to stand up for herself and take care of herself and make the best decisions for herself, is the one they're making out to be the bad guy. This woman who has been their friend, the glue that has kept them all together individually and collectively. This is the woman who has taken care of all of them in one way or another at one time or another, and they decide that she's the bad guy because she has chosen herself and not really disregarded them, but she's put herself before them. And for the longest time, I couldn't understand it. And then you wake up one day and you realize that you are Joan. And you're making decisions for yourself that the people around you understand, but they don't understand. Because if they were in your shoes, they'd be making for themselves the same decisions that you're making. But the problem isn't the decisions you're making, but the fact that it's you making the decisions. Because you're not supposed to be making these decisions that put your wants and needs first. You're not supposed to be making these decisions that cater to the desires of your heart above all else. You are still supposed to be giving and loving and self-sacrificing and walking away from anything you want to do that's not somehow beneficial to them, even though you know they wouldn't and haven't done the same for you, but that's your fault. That's your fault like it was my fault. Because when you show them that the way you love them is by giving them all of you, you teach them to take whatever you give. So even if you see that they're capable of giving because you see them giving their time and their energy and their love and their support to other people, but not to you, that's what you taught them to do. So when you wake up to yourself, when you start healing, when you realize that your toxic trait is the same as mine was, and you've been trying to love people into loving you back, and you determine that in this season and every season going forward, you need to put you first, and you need to love you first, and you need to support your dreams first. Not everybody is going to like that, and that's okay. Don't stop. Don't go backwards. Don't let up on your boundaries. Don't be distracted by their kind words or their extra attention or even the guilt trips and bullying of those who want you to go back to being the version of you that they were most comfortable with, the one they could always count on even though you couldn't count on them. Keep healing and growing and changing and loving yourself with the passion and fierceness you've been giving everyone else, because no one deserves it more than you do. That's all I got. And if I find some scripture, I'll post it in the description box. But I hope this blessed you like it blessed me. And until next time, y'all stay blessed.